What's going on, guys? It's Mike's Total Dragon channel, and got my weekly books from my comic shop. Went down there today, picked them up. Got a really huge stack. A bunch of really awesome books came out this week, so I want to go ahead and dive into it. And I'm going to go ahead and start with the worst news. This is going to be the last issue of Metamorpho. It's ending with issue 6. I don't know if it was planned as an ongoing or if it was planned as a miniseries, but in any case, it ran for too short of a time. This was a book that, it's in today's market, it's kind of a tough sell because it's clearly aimed at the older fan, a fan who read all those Silver Age and Bronze Age comics and could get all the references and all the in jokes and all the winks and nods to that time period of comics, and what Al Ewing and Larry Lieber did. I think it's Larry Lieber. I don't want to say Stan because that's somebody else. What they did with this book, Steve Lieber. Where did I get Larry from? I think he's an old bullpen guy, Larry Lieber, worked on Thor. But what they did was they took a relatively obscure character and, they really gave us older fans something special with this book. It was a real treat. But like I said, this type of book is a tough sell nowadays. The way that sales numbers come in, DC, they get all that information so much faster than they have in previously, when a book might have a chance to, stay on the rack a while longer, get its feet, establish a following. But, they really gave us something special right here with this book, especially, for us older fans. So, fare thee well, Metamorpho. You were too good for this world. So, up next, we have Ultimate Spider-Man, number 17. I picked this cover out because it's just like a really cool shot of MJ walking down the street. This book's really picked up the past couple of issues, so I'm grateful for that. Terminator by Declan Shalvey. I think this is the end of this volume. I think they're wrapping up this volume with number 7. I'm not sure if they're going to do a second volume or not, but in any case, it was really cool. This is a really great image right here, seeing the Terminator dressed in, I'm not sure if this is Russian war garb or Nazi Germany war garb, but in any case, I really enjoy this cover right here, and this has been a real fun series from Dynamite. Darkwing Duck, of course, if you're someone who's a kid of the 90s like me, Disney afternoons, Darkwing Duck, that goes hand in hand. G.I. Joe, this has been a fun book right here. Joshua Williamson is really starting to pick up speed on it. Mr. Terrific, Year 1. I'm not really sure what to expect from this book. Mr. Terrific, I used to know a lot about him before New 52, Flashpoint, etc. So it'll be interesting to see what they do with him, if there's any sort of significant changes from what we previously knew about him. Power Fantasy, this is a book that I'm putting off until it's finished to sit down and read. I think a lot of Kieron Gillen's stuff really reads better that way. Fantastic Four, 1. Obviously, as I've said before, I'm on record as being down with this book since day one. Ryan North is putting his fingerprints all on Fantastic Four and is slowly making a name for himself to be on the Mount Rushmore of Fantastic Four writers. Batman Hush 160. This, has been, I don't want to say polarizing because I don't know if a lot of people care that much about it, but it has not been the result in the, it has not been received the way that I think DC thought it would be. But I have heard that, I've seen a couple of panels from this book, and it looks like there might be some sort of massive status quo reset following the first initial volume of Hush, which is only going to run for 6 issues until Matt Fraction comes on. So it looks like they might have something up their sleeve, Jeff Loeb, and has something pertaining to the Bat family that starts to take place in this issue. Wonder Woman, obviously, Kelly Thompson, Hayden Sherman, say no more about how great this is. New Champions, a book that I stumbled upon too recently. I love the heart that it has, the feeling of kind of like a teen book from the 90s. That kind of Fabian Nicieza, Mark Bagley, New Warriors run. Avengers, Jed MacKay, obviously a strong choice to pick up. Anything by Jed MacKay is a strong choice. Magic by Ashley Allen. This book is really good. I enjoy when the X-Men have supernatural enemies. For some strange reason that mutants and magic kind of go together, and she's really managed to integrate those two here in this book. And also we get to see a lot of Magic's backstory and the trauma that she has went throughout her life as, being in Limbo and the Queen of Limbo and all that, and how it affects her long term. Giant Size X-Men #1, obviously when people see Kamala Khan in this book, they, kind of are outraged, is nothing sacred no more. Why are they telling all these old stories and shoehorning her in there? The book just come out today. Everyone just chill the fuck out and let's see what it does first. So I'm going to go ahead and read this as soon as I get finished with this review, so I can get an idea of what's going on with it. Deadpool and Wolverine, Benjamin Percy, and Joshua Cassara. This is a really solid team for this book. I love the artwork. I always like to call it comic book as fuck. Just really over the top, incredible looking, exotic pages. Benjamin Percy, he has the feel for these two characters. He really knows how to write their voices. Cable, this is the last issue by David Pepose, and I'm surprised about how much heart this book has. They've made Cable the poster child for 90s guns and pouches and glowing eyes into an actual character with feelings and emotions here, which is good to see. And then last one, Uncanny X-Men by Gail Simone. This issue has kind of been very much a focus on this character here, who is like the mutant who can also see dead people. So they're kind of having a little bit of focus on him. So he's kind of been in the back in previous issues, kind of pushed back to the back for a little bit. But now he's starting to get a little bit of more panel time, so to speak. And it's good because you introduce the outliers, these 4 new characters, but then they kind of don't get a whole lot of story time. So it kind of seems like Gail Simone's trying to really rectify that right here with, I think his name's Death Dream, something like that. But a very unique power that we haven't seen in Uncanny X-Men before. So a really big week. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16, and 17. 17 books. That's a really big week for me. That's probably about 6 more than it should be, but sometimes it just bees like that, as they say, and you got a ton of books to read. But hopefully you guys get a chance to go down to your shop today, pick your stuff up. I know your shop owner will be glad to see you. And if you can't make it, or you are canceling your box, call them up and let them know. There's nothing worse that you can do as a subscriber is to keep your shop owner on the hook, and he's just pulling stuff for you week after week after week after week, and you got no intention of coming in to pick your stuff up. So he's on the hook monetarily for, hundreds of dollars, and you've ghosted him. Don't be that guy. But till next time, you guys take care. Talk to you later. Bye bye.